it's Laura. Good to see you. We're going to do a little play today. So we're going to play with getting upside down. So if you are interested in inversions, or even if you are new to inversions, this is an intermediate class that you can use to play with your inversion practice. We'll be working through headstand to start, and then later in the series we'll also have a forearm stand as well. But I'll have you guys get started on your mat. You'll just need your mat for now. And we're going to start in child's pose. You can bring arms long across the mat, big toes to touch, knees wide. You can bring your forehead toward the earth. You can rock it gently from side to side. Long exhale out your mouth. And slowly on inhale, when it feels like it's time, we'll come up, tabletop, stack your bones. And from here, in our tabletop, we're going to take a few cat-cows, just an arch and round of your back, really tucking chin to chest as you round, and then shining your heart through as you arch. Moving through 5 rounds like this, your own breath, your own time. Keeping with the breath. And eventually, when it feels like it's time, we'll tuck the toes and we'll lift the hips, downward facing dog, hips go high. Inhale, but we're going to ripple forward, high plank, shoulders over the wrists, and I want you to find some strength in your high plank. Really turn on your serratus, which is this muscle underneath the armpit right here, which helps us a lot in our inversion practice. So see if you can feel it really strong. And we're gently going to see just if we can shift the shoulders from side to side, maybe moving the right shoulder just beyond the right wrist, and then the left shoulder beyond the left wrist. We're going to go through a few breaths like this and really see while you do these shifts to see if you can feel that muscle behind that armpit, underneath that armpit, to see if you can really turn it on, really hug belly to spine. Keeping with the breath, and we're moving for 5 more breaths. And then eventually shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog, hips go high. We're going to drop the elbows towards the earth in dolphin pose and really see if you can press down through those elbows, root down through the earth. Long exhale, turning on those shoulders, turning on that serratus. And then exhale, release child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees wide. Arms can go long across the mat. And if you want a little extra release for the shoulders, hands can come in prayer behind the nape of the neck. A long exhale, to release. So hopefully we are beginning to feel a little bit warm in that back body. And we're going to start just with a setup for a headstand. So from here, I'm going to have you all do a few measurements before we get started. So first, an important measurement is the crown of our head. So I want you to take a shaka hand, which is a pinky and thumb out. You'll bring the thumb to your third eye center and then pinky to the crown of the head. From here, where that pinky lands basically measures that crown of the head. You can kind of feel that it's sort of flat here. From here, we know that's our crown of the head. We're going to measure our elbow distance. So we're going to bring elbows towards the earth. Grab opposite elbows. That's the distance that we want of our elbows, or even a little bit closer. That whole hand should be able to grab onto your arm. You can interlace your hands, and I'll show you to start. You'll bring that crown of the head toward the earth, and from here we might just play with this. What it feels like to press down through the forearms, press down through that crown of the head, and just see, what does that feel like? Once that feels okay, maybe we tuck the toes and maybe we lift the hips, think downward facing dog in the legs. Maybe walk those feet in really close towards the face. Breathing here, keeping with the breath. Finding that setup, finding that strength through your body, really hug belly to spine. Turn on those shoulder muscles, press down to the arms. There's almost no weight in the head. And then eventually when it feels like it's time, we'll release child's pose. Arms can drop down by the sides and the forehead towards the mat. And really take as much rest as you need here. You can always pause this video. But we'll set up for our next little exercise, which is a prep for a tuck. So from here, we'll find that same setup, measurement of the elbows, interlacing the hands, crown of the head toward the earth. And then from here, when we tuck the toes and we walk the feet in, maybe one heel comes towards the bum and we pause, and then maybe we switch other side. And really the goal here is to feel the hips stacked over the shoulders, and maybe we play with these little taps. And maybe this is where we stay, perfect. Or maybe we hug one heel in, maybe both, and we find a little float. Maybe we shift the knees up a little bit skyward so we can really stack the hips, bringing thighs parallel towards the earth. And you might stay here, or maybe one leg extends long, maybe both. You can always use a wall to support you here, behind the back body. And if you find the full extension, really hug those ankles in towards the midline, spread through the toes, really root down through the arms, keeping with the breath. Staying for as long as feels comfortable, and then eventually lowering all the way down towards the mat, and then finding child's pose. Long exhale to release. We're rocking that forehead gently from side to side. And eventually coming up when it feels like it's time. So that is your headstand. You can always play with this with a wall supporting the back body, knowing that you have a little extra space or a little cushion. You can always have a couch supporting you, or even bed. Anything you need before eventually working away from the wall. But I really encourage you, if you are wanting to play with an inversion practice, to avoid using a bed or the wall or any support. And really, if you do feel like you're gonna fall, somersault out and then rest in child's pose, reset. We always fall before we actually succeed, and that's okay. That teaches us every single time that we fall that we learn something new, so that we can apply it for the future and apply it to our life. And remembering that yoga practice is life practice, and that it's just yoga and it's okay to have a little fun. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care. Bye y'all.